Hey y'all, hey, what y'all doing? Tune in to Intimate Conversations presented by Food for the Soul Media Group on Hot 702.5 FM radio every Friday, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. What's up with the news we don't hear about? We're talking about it. If you're wondering if the whole world is tripping or it's just you, we're talking about it. Who's that? Who said that? Can we say that? Should we say that? We just did. Download the app at MixLR on the Google Play Store or Apple Store, or tune in live every week on www.hot7025fm.com, Facebook Live, or YouTube. Intimate Conversations with me, Talitha Kume, every Friday, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Brought to you by Food for the Soul Media Group or Laid Worldwide. I am Talitha Kume and Bobby B. Beats.
Welcome to Intimate Conversations with your girl, Talitha Kume, presented by Food for the Soul Media Group on Hot 702.5 FM. And we are live on our FB page, Food for the Soul. And I am in the studio by myself, you guys, today. But I'm going to do something I typically don't do a lot of, and that's give you my damn opinion, which is... not sure if y'all ready for it, but let's go. Stay tuned in, y'all, and we will be right back.
This is Talitha Kume, and you're tuned in to Intimate Conversations, presented by Food for the Soul, Hot 702.5 FM, make radio great again.
Okay, you guys, so I am back. And welcome back, and thank you for tuning in this afternoon to Intimate Conversations with Talitha Kume, presented by Food for the Soul Media Group here on Hot 702.5 and live on our Food for the Soul FB page, you guys. As soon as I can find it, then I'll share it on our FB page. But if you guys haven't already, go like our page, follow us on Instagram, subscribe to our YouTube stations, Food for the Soul Media Group and Intimate Conversations. And remember, if you would like to be a part of our conversation, you can do so today by commenting on our page or commenting on the Hot 702.5 page. I'm not going to be really taking any call-ins today, only because I got a lot on my mind, you guys, and I really need to get it out. And I know that if I take some calls, I might get sidetracked, you guys. So don't forget to hashtag us, though, at hashtag Food for the Soul and Intimate Conversations, okay? And so y'all that... a lot of people who know me that are close to me and really know me know that I am a person that really does not give my opinion typically unless I'm asked for it. So a lot of people might think, oh, you know, Talitha, she just says what she feels or whatever, but actually that's not really true. I really only give my opinion if somebody's asking me or we're having, you know, a conversation or a debate or something like that. And so I don't feel like I don't feel like it's always my I should say something, you know, every time somebody says something. Like, you know, you kind of keep your opinions to yourself most of the time, and I don't like a lot of controversy. So if I feel like my opinion is going to be controversial or something like that or whatever, typically I won't say anything. I'll just kind of keep my thoughts to myself because I don't like being uncomfortable. I don't like, being in an awkward setting, you know, and I'm really, really, as dramatic as I am, because you guys know that I write plays, I'm not dramatic when it comes to that. Like, I don't want no drama. I'm trying to steer clear of that. But today, y'all, I think it's going to be a whole lot of drama. But thus, I will continue anyway. So, y'all, I can't take it no more. 2020 has kicked us all in the face, and frankly, we have nothing else to lose this damn year. You hear me? So with that being said, most of us know that this particular election year is the most controversial, most important election year that we have ever had, you guys. And love it or hate it, I just been thinking about some stuff. Keep it in mind when I tell you what I've been thinking. You know, you can agree to disagree or whatever you have, but just know that this is just my opinion on what I see that has been going on. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So this excuse me, this month, you guys, we're talking about fact versus fiction. And excuse me, but I wrote everything down because I don't like to get airheaded or foggy when I'm talking about stuff. So I wrote everything down. This month is our fact versus fiction month, and today we are talking about the other white man. So in 1987, U.S. National Pork Board began an advertising campaign to position pork as the other white meat due to a public perception of chicken and turkey, white meat, as being healthier than red meat. But no, pork is not healthier than beef or lamb. Actually, when you compare nutrition, pork is the worst of all of them. But it just made me think about how an effective propaganda campaign can persuade us to believe in something or to do something that we would not normally believe in, or do something that we would not normally do. And so it's about to get deep, y'all. Let's talk about it. I'm putting this disclaimer out right now, you guys. I'm nervous because I'm in here by myself. But I'm not really well versed in politics. So before you guys go all off and try and tell me what I'm saying is wrong or not right or whatever, just know that I'm just giving my opinion on what I see. I'm giving my opinion on what I see, so you guys can chime in whenever you guys feel like it, but it's just what I see. So first I want to talk about the Ice Cube situation, you guys, right? I said that I salute Ice Cube because I believe that he was just standing up and doing what he thought was right for his people, which is us. I had a chance to watch his interview with Roland Martin and then Alicia Garza, and I have to say that I did not like the way that they made him look, in my opinion. I felt some type of way about it because I felt like he couldn't really say what he wanted to say, you know what I'm saying? But I felt like I was able to read between the lines a little bit. And basically, first off, Cube's been repping for us for years, you know what I'm saying? And I remember when COVID hit, he started doing videos basically just kind of giving his opinion on, what he thought about the country and us. And so I'm watching the interview basically for the slow people who don't understand all he was saying, was that he said that he got together with some people that he trusted, that knew what they were talking about, and then he put together this black contract for black people, just kind of trying to give us some things that we haven't been getting through the years from the government, right? So he said he started noticing that there were a lot of plans in place, but they were all for minorities or people of color, but not for the black direct descendants of slavery that helped build this country. So he said he put the plan out there to both parties, and Dems said that they would get back once they won the election, and the Republicans said that they had a plan in place that may be a little bit similar. That was, I think, called the Platinum Plan or something like that. So, but when Roland read it off, it didn't sound like the Platinum Plan was anything that Cube was talking about. But Cube also said that they can feel free to take from his contract and add it to theirs and do whatever they needed to do. But at the end of the day, he was saying that I presented this to both parties, and both parties have to show and prove on why we should give them our vote, period. So should we vote for Biden just because he was Obama's sidekick and a lot of us loved Obama, mainly because he was black? Should we vote for him because we are all traditionally told that we are a democratic race? Why? And that's basically that's all Ice Cube was saying. So I commend Cube. It's no different than when Steve Harvey met with Trump and he got all that flack, but he was just trying to say, hey, Trump, now that you're in office, what you finna do for us? You know what I'm saying? It's no different than when all the black ministers met with Trump and they were trying to figure out what his plans were for the government. Kanye, Dave Chappelle. I remember I was just watching a Dave Chappelle special when he was on SNL, and he was saying, you know what? He said, I'm going to give Trump a chance. I'm going to give him a chance to prove himself and see what he has to say, or, what he's talking about. So it's no different than all of those people that were repping for us, rooting for us, just trying to see, okay, now you another white man coming into office, what are you going to do for us? Or now you're another political person. Let's say that, because let's not even say white man, but now you're another political person that's coming in here. What are you going to do for us? And so I now want to talk about their policies, roughly kind of on what both of them believe, kind of in a nutshell. And then I'm going to talk about my opinions on what I think about those, right? And so Trump's core pitch is to bring back the economy. He wants to boost jobs, protect U.S. trade interests, and to continue with his hard-line stance on immigration. So that's Trump's pitch, is to bring back the economy, boost jobs, protect U.S. trade interests, and to continue with his hardline stance on immigration. So that's kind of the main thing that Trump wants to do, right? And so I looked up Biden's his main things that he wants to do, and he was saying as the U.S. faces the coronavirus and the racial biases of America, pretty much, Biden's pitch is to create new economic opportunities for workers, restore environmental protections and healthcare rights, and restore our international alliances with others, right? So both candidates stand for and against a lot of issues that we as Black America hold close to our hearts. But at the end of the day, only we can live with the decisions that we have made concerning us and our future. So fact or fiction, Carissa saying Ice Cube should talk to the people before he comes in at the last minute to speak for all Black folks. He had 4 years to announce his plan, and here we go with the last minute nonsense. And so he was saying that they met with him at the beginning of the presidency. Okay, so Carissa saying that they actually met with Cube, I guess, a few years back, and they talked about this particular contract or whatever, somewhere around there, right? And so, but I was just saying for me, I felt like Cube not only was just talking, because a lot of us are like, where are our leaders? Where are our artists? Who's talking for us? Who's repping for us or whatever, who can get something heard? And whenever they rep for us or they try and get something heard for us, then we kind of, down them or whatever because they went, like I said, Steve Harvey went and they gave him so much flack for him going, and basically he was trying to do the same thing that Cube was trying to do. Just say, what are you guys going to do for us? And then you said, no, the ministers and Kanye met. I thought I remembered seeing the ministers and Kanye met during the presidency. Okay. So I remember that. I remember that they met with him right at the beginning of the presidency trying to figure out what he was going to do for the people. So, yeah, I remember that. But I was going to say that Trump has denounced, okay, so fact or fiction, we're getting back to that, fact or fiction. So Trump has not denounced white supremacist groups and angry white men and women and the backwards ass poor white communities publicly unless backed in a corner. And even then, he kind of skirts around saying what it really is, which leads us to believe that he indeed supports them, and he's okay with them believing that because he is in power now that they can wage a war on minorities and not just blacks, and they can finally come out of the closet. That's truth. The truth is, because he has not denounced supremacist groups unless he's backed into a corner, these groups believe that now, okay, it's all-out war. We can do pretty much what we want because the president is cool with it. So that's true. Even though he hasn't said he's cool with it, he hasn't said he's not cool with it. He's not saying anything at all, right? So what I think about it, now that the smoke is cleared, I can truly see everybody for who they are. So there's no more hiding. That's the way I feel about it. So to me, it's an easier fight for me when I know who I'm fighting. And, I feel like the racist community, the people that are out here that are spewing all this hatred, saying which race is better, which race is, inferior or whatever. At the end of the day, it's just a stupid mentality that who knows where they learned it from. But at the end of the day, now I know who they are because now they feel free to really say what they feel and not mask it by trying to be my friend at work or different things like that. And so I said something about the dumb racists. Are they right? But is Trump directly pushing their agendas? I don't believe he's pushing their agendas, but I believe because he's not saying nothing because he's not commenting to their agendas, that's the reason why that they feel like they're able to do it. Carissa saying, I'm not going to negotiation. I'm not going to negotiate with the racists. We will meet with the folks who can actually make the changes and do it in a timely manner, not 40 days before an election. Okay, so she's saying about Cube. So not meeting with them, 40 days before the election is kind of like, okay, you should have done this way back. And I think I remember them saying something to him, saying that he or asking him that, and he was saying that before, he's like, I was just being an artist, you know what I'm saying, doing what I was doing, thinking that, you know, everything was covered. But then once we got into the COVID, which made a whole lot of people change, y'all. The COVID made a whole lot of people start doing different stuff. It made a whole lot of people start questioning stuff, evaluating stuff, researching stuff that we had never done before. And I think he was basically just saying that he realized that that a lot of the policies that were in place and the people who we thought was kind of handling it for the black community, they were handling things, but they were we were getting put in this basket of all minorities, and so there's not been anything specific for us as a black minority group. And I think that's what he was saying. So he was like, so at the end of the day, I'm trying to figure out what we can get done for black people. And I agree that it was a little late, but I feel like better late than never. He was just trying to do something. Let's go back to Biden. So Biden was all for throwing a lot of us in jail with the 3-strike law back in the day. And he had years to explain why he didn't want any minority thugs around his grandma, his wife, his kids. Let's lock them up, and there is no rehabilitation because they are evil and can't and won't change. Then I guess he grows and realizes the error of his ways and decides that he's for the people and is changing laws beside Obama for 8 years. And then he tells us we're not black if we don't vote for him. Then he picks a VP who, before he was running, believed that he was indeed a pedophile going after young girls. So this is the same VP that he picked, believed that he is or was a pedophile. So that's interesting. So now they're working together. So they're trying to build a better, they're working together, trying to build a better life for us. But, like Cube said, they didn't get back to us. They didn't get back to us on what they plan to do for us as a whole. Carice said this man has no sense. He made a song called "Fuck the Popo" that we were in this BS. He has no excuse. Oh, that we okay. Yeah, so he has no. So she's saying that Carice is saying that he has that Cube has no excuse as far as, I guess, bringing the policy up so late and some of the things that he was doing. So I can, like I said, I can agree with some of that, but like I said, at the end of the day, I just feel like he did something. And a lot of us, we're talking, but if he can get something done, why not try? And he tried. So if it fails, it fails. If it doesn't, then we'll kind of see. But you guys can continue to weigh in. Thank you, Carice, for weighing in and giving me some other stuff to talk about other than all this that I'm reading on this dang on page, because it's hard for me, to come off of the dome. I was just thinking about this last night. I've been watching a whole lot of stuff. And, like I said, I just have some stuff to say, and it's just my opinion, just what I've been thinking, right? So let's address the elephant in the room. For most blacks, which is plain and simple, the racism of the police and big money jails all across America that's just ready to lock our ass up or shoot us dead if we're walking down the street too fast, too slow. It don't matter. Whatever we doing, they're trying to lock us up, right? In my opinion, I think that the police issues are really, they're kind of state issues, which is what I'm learning. Thank you, Carice. Which is what I'm learning, that a lot of the states are the people who deal with their police specifically, right? And so they're led by their governors, their senates, and all of that are in Congress. So I feel like, knowing that now, they're the ones that need to be fighting for us, right? The Democrats, the Republicans. Who's going to say that enough is enough? Period. Who's going to say that enough is enough? In the same breath, Trump says they're fine people. And Joe's people say, let's defund them and get them out of here. So that's what Joe's people say. But what I read was that I think his campaign kind of, they're thinking about defunding the police, or they've shot around some ideas of defunding the police. And Biden really is not trying to defund the police because he feels like we need them, but we need to do some police reform. And like Trump was saying, we absolutely need to do some police reform as well. But because he hasn't spoken on the issues that have been going on across the country, that's why we have a sour taste in our mouth for Trump. He hasn't spoken on, the Floyd situation. And when he's asked, he's really kind of standoffish on how he feels about the situation, which makes us feel like he doesn't give a damn about us. He doesn't give a damn about the killings that are going on, and so that leaves a bitter taste in our mouth, right? But I said that I agree with with the laws that they absolutely need to be changed on the force. But I also feel like they are only allowed to do what their departments allow. So their higher ups, if they don't see a problem or they're not doing anything about it, it's perpetuating the excessive force and killings. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm a police officer and I'm working in my particular, precinct or whatever in a particular state, the higher ups, which means, my chief of police, my lieutenant, whoever's above me, if they're not checking for what's going on in the community and why I'm choking these people out and telling me that that's not what we do in our precinct, or firing me, or, writing me up or doing anything like that, then to me that they're the ones that are allowing all of this to happen. Not a sin, Jesus said. Tim Scott wrote a bill that Trump 100% supported, which addresses the issue of policy reform. And I think I saw that bill, not a sin. I saw the bill where Trump was talking about police reform, and it's a long bill where he's saying, about getting them better training and all that different things like that. So he's put that in the bill. I don't remember him saying that out loud. I don't remember him having a conversation about that. But then again, like I told y'all, I watch, news and stuff here and there, because if I sat and watched the news or politics like all day and every day, I'm telling y'all I would be in a deep depression, because I feel stuff so strongly. But I just felt like today I had to come on and talk about, this issue and these issues or whatever, especially with the Cube situation. So I said that I, for one, believe we need the police, and I also believe that there is a smaller percentage of bad apples than than good. Like there's like maybe 2%, maybe 2%, maybe 5% of each police force where there's a lot of racist ass, Ku Klux Klan ass people, who believe that other races are inferior to them and that they're superior to other races. And unfortunately, a lot of the Ku Klux Klan type people are probably the people that are in power positions, that are, recruiting maybe some of the other police officers, or telling the police officers, this is what I need you to do. I need you to racially profile these people, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like because of the code of the police, like we stick together, a lot of good cops, they can't be honest or snitch or speak up against them for fear of loss of protection from their own partners, who they absolutely have to trust to have their backs. You know what I'm saying? On the job, or either they lose their job. Like that was evident in, I think, the movie Black and Blue, where the lady officer, she was black, and she was just trying to make a difference in her community. She saw something that was going wrong. She tried to speak on it and realized that, damn, I go against my own, then they definitely, they're after me, because they have to protect what they're doing at all costs. And if that means, one less black police officer, then, especially a woman, they didn't care at all. And so she lost their support and was kind of out there by herself, which is a scary place to be. So I feel like that's some of the reason why they don't speak up. But defunding the police, to me, would be us creating the reality of the movie The Purge. That's what I feel like. I feel like it would be invoking a do as thou wilt mentality with no repercussions. And we can't police ourselves, y'all. We can't. We just can't do it. It's not happening. That's not going to happen. We need some other type of authority. But what I do say, you guys, I was thinking about this. Why not allow our own to police us, and other cultures their own to police them? In my opinion, someone of our own race, they understand us better, they know our strengths, they know our weaknesses, and they can better deal with situations in a more rational manner than in a place of fear, or from a place of fear, right? So I believe if we were policing us and we're able to tell some of those, these wannabe thugs, boy or girl, I know your mama, or get your little ass home before I tell your mama, that would possibly help fix the problem. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. But what do y'all think about that? What do y'all think about the police? And us policing ourselves. Like I said, instead of having these white cops that are fearful of us, that don't understand us, they don't understand our mentality, they don't understand our culture, don't have them in our areas. Put them in their own areas so they can police their people. And then let these black cops that are coming in, or these black young men and women from the military that are coming in wanting to protect their country, just like police do. Let them come in and let them police in their own neighborhoods. I promise you, I believe that will cut down on a whole lot of violence, because sometimes it just takes a stern talking to for some people. Think about it. When you had your father around, or you had that authority figure around, you were less apt to do a lot of things that you might have done, being that you felt like nobody was around or nobody was watching. So some of these young knuckleheads that are out here, you have a black cop that comes around that's in your neighborhood, that's, works your beat or whatever, that's like, hey, I'm looking at you, I'm watching you, what's up with you? How you doing? Like the black cop did on the movie, how you doing? Are you into this? Hey, you skateboard? Oh, that's cool, whatever. Just trying to build a rapport with them to let them know I'm not against you, but yet and still, if I see you doing something wrong, I'm gonna call you on it. If I see you out there in the streets robbing or killing or whatever, I'm gonna arrest you. And it's not nothing personal. It's just that we have to keep law and order, and it's not okay. It's not okay for you to do that. Cornelius just said he agreed. He said we need to be policed from under Joe Biden's policy. They police us like the super predators Joe's, Bill, and Hillary painted us to be. Absolutely, I can agree with that. So basically, Cornelius is saying that we don't need to be policed under Joe Biden. Joe Biden's policy, even though it was back in the day, it's still in effect right now in 2020, that the police believe that we are all, not some, but we are all so super predators, and we are all so super human, they're so afraid of us that that's the reason why they're coming in fearfully performing chokeholds and all this other kind of crap, because they're scared. They're scared that we're going to do something to them, or they're scared that we're going to overpower them, or they're scared or whatever. Like Joe Biden said, I just don't believe, not saying that he can't change, because everybody can change. But when I looked at the clip that they were showing, that they've been circulating about him saying that, I don't want them around my mother. I don't want them around my children. I don't want them around my grandmother. Just lock them up. I just don't believe that in those many years after he was fighting for that now he's so for police reform and yes, we can be rehabilitated and all of this kind of stuff. I'm not sure if I buy that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that Trump is any better. Like I said, Trump is out here just going around the country talking about how good we have it and how much he's done for us, but never addressing all of the issues that are going on. The only thing he said is that Black Lives Matter is a terrorist group. Like, I don't believe that they're a terrorist group. Neither do I believe with a lot of what they stand for, though. And that's just me personally. That's my opinion. But he's going around not addressing the issues of why. Why are we in the streets protesting? Why are we in the streets, saying that our lives matter? Why are we doing that? And he knows why we're doing that. So all you have to do, sir, is address the issues. Tell us what you plan to do to help make this better. Tell your people, your friends, your homies, whoever you play golf with, whoever they are, tell them to stand back. Don't stand down, stand back, because they don't want none of what we have to offer. Y'all already scared. So if y'all finna come for us, believe that we're not going to sit there and take it. And that's just it. That's all. So to me, Trump has a lot of things that he needs to do as well, so that he can let us know that he's either for us or he's against us, you guys. So we're going to take a short break. And then I'm coming back in. So if you're listening, you're tuned in to Intimate Conversations with Talitha Kume on Hot 702.5. And we will be right back, y'all.
Let is the words, word to phrase, is the paragraph. Heed math as J begins class. Science or past is now brought to the rhyme fix. From the scroll, straight to the verb stick. God to gods, from gods to man. Many kings, many leaders, a fist from a hand. They call me militant, now what does this mean? Do I carry a gun to make the army scene? With the cause I never pause, that simply is the brother. Raise the flag, wave the colors. Red, black, green with the key, the difference. Words make a way in the world in an instant. Living to die and I die to live again. 360 degrees. Comprehend, a man getting stronger till he's man no longer. Unearthly state makes the time seem shorter. The ever radiant awareness brought forth the one. Open eye, stroke sun. Practicing preach, standing by what I teach. So you all stand starving as I start to unleash. Words of love. Brought from the Genesis will exist till Armageddon is a witness. The originals built the earth. Why must there be aggression to learn a basic lesson? Quite majestic, stern within reality. A juggernaut when you tamper with mentality. I wear a crown, extension and dimension of a brain cell, bringing hell to the sellouts. The ever tangled web we weave, always trying to obtain, no attempt to achieve. Descendants of kings and queens act like jesters, never potential, quarter of the measure. Jealousy of what are we becomes tendency for their thievery. Alright, cool, but no need to pull a tool cause that's a fool. I get my words sliced in my stool to produce the words that they drool about. It's another way of taking out these sissies who may try to extinct my principality. But of course they're not having me madness. From beginning I'm the end, observe me. Ignorance is not a trend. So as I beckon for a few seconds, pull the reins and hear the words of the brother. Mastering words on the verse. Funk is a force I exert. Egyptian, African, now I'm on a black watch. Check my sundial, synchronize the clock. I can catch a shadow as the moon reflects the sun. Creator's eyes make a path to brother one. So now I walk softly and carry a big stick, a verb stick, so you natives swing a lick. Jay brings the funk and spreads jam to the wheat bread. And the funk of this one vainglorious, unearthly resistance.
Welcome back to Intimate Conversations with Talitha Kume, presented by Food for the Soul, and I am your host, Talitha Kume, and we are live here at our new home on Hot 702.5 FM. So you guys continue to comment on our Facebook page and at our Food for the Soul media group. I finally just shared it on our page, and so I have a long comment from Not a Sin first. Before we got off, Cornelius said that Biden remains unapologetic, and then Not a Sin put a whole dissertation on here. They say also Biden, he'll write the crime bill with Clinton that disproportionately incarcerated tons of black people. He claims that he didn't know the impact it was going to have, and she says, I call baloney, he says I call baloney. He never tried to do anything to fix it. And how conversation with the college student last night when asked, beside you ain't black, what is your message to black people? He responded with the same ramblings that he spewed for the last 47 years. He keeps telling us to check his track record. If you honestly do that, you're going to find a racist that is utterly disconnected, and now he is old and on the decline. Pelosi is talking about the 25th Amendment because she knows that they're going to bump Biden and bring in Harris. Wow, that would be a nightmare. They say if you haven't been thrown in jail by Kamala Harris, you ain't black. Biden and Harris are not good for this country, period. The media keeps treating Joe with kitten gloves because he's declining mentally. His 47 years of policy haven't helped anybody. The BLM is a terrorist group. Wow. They are trained Marxists, and they are literally calling on the spirits of their ancestors for power and guidance, and that is witchcraft. So witches, no terror. Wow, witches, no terrorists. Okay, so they are witches. Oh my goodness. Okay, so Not a Sin. Just let me know, are you black or white? Because I can't tell from your post. So I'm just wondering what race you are. So you believe that they are a witchcraft or whatever they are. Wow, that's a lot. And so I can agree with that too. I can agree with the fact that it's quite possible that if Biden does get elected and he does win, that once he gets elected, that his health, man, is declining at such a rapid pace that it's quite possible that he will go before he gets a chance to really even do anything, and that he will that we will end up having our first black female president, because Kamala will, however you pronounce her name, she'll step up in that role, and not a saying, oh, it's my friend, so she said that she's black. She's black. So my friend, this is a black person saying that they don't feel like Biden and Harris are good for the country. Cornelia says that they are against the normal foundation of family, man and woman. And so he's saying that they are that the Democrats, or that party, they believe that family is family, and it's not traditional man and woman and kids or whatever. So it's, whatever else. The liberal, they're liberal. They're taking a liberal stance on the family structure and what it should look like. And I can see that. I can see that as well. So you guys, I want to talk more about. I'm going to be wrapping our show up in a little bit, because we're at 35 minutes, you guys. So I want to talk about two more subjects, right? So I want to talk about the statement, "Make America Great Again," the slogan for Trump these last 4 years. Now, white dumbasses have interpreted that to mean "Make America White Again," right? But America is still white. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the heck do you mean, make it white again? It's been white. It's still white. Although that there are a lot more minorities that are being counted every day, and we're soon going to be the majority, they still feel like white is right. They've always felt that way. Keith Rush says, we learned everything from our own peoples, the church, your aunts and uncles, your hood. That's who raised us. Our moms and pops had to work. See, white folks never will get that, because our folks had to raise their children and leave us to the community to grow us up. So I still say, where do they get the hatefulness from? Our moms raised them. I agree, Keith. True facts. Our moms, grandmothers, all that, they little kids was getting our moms breast milk. You know what I'm saying? And so the hate, where is it coming from? The treating us subpar and subhuman, where is it coming from? You know what I'm saying? And so I sat back, you guys, I was thinking about the Make America Great Again, right? And I sat back and I just thought about it. Now, just bear with me for a minute. I'm just thinking out loud, right? And I wonder, what if Trump meant, let's make America great again? When he said, let's make America great again, what if he meant, let's just make America the top country again? Let's stop depending on all these other countries and do stuff for ourselves. What if he meant, let's stop running to China and other countries to bail us out? Let's stop taking our jobs elsewhere. Let's build a stronger economy, by providing more dollars for businesses to stay here in our own country. So to me, if that's what he meant by let's make America great again, then white, black, Asian, whoever it is, then we're ultimately going to benefit from all of that. And I feel like the white Americans, the percentage of white Americans who took make America great again to mean make America white again, or make America racist again, or make America, slave owners again, that they're the ones who have blown this out of proportion. That's my personal opinion, you guys. And like I said, not saying that it's right or wrong. I have no clue what Trump meant. You know what I'm saying? I just know that was his slogan. And now everybody that wears a MAGA hat is getting, either we think that they're racist, or if it's a black person wearing a MAGA hat, we want to push their ass down the stairs, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, because we're like, how could you? How could you, agree with this or that or whatever? But like I said, at the end of the day, we just don't know. There are a lot of bad apples that are making that statement seem very, very negative, and so we just don't know. I said that Biden says that Trump has just been lying to us over the years, but in watching some of the debate, what are Biden and Kamala going to do for us? Our focusing on healthcare is cool, but what about all of the other issues? Why don't they come up with a campaign that says you're only as great as your leader? You know what I'm saying? Or American blend, where equality matters. Those are things that I came up with, y'all. They might sound sucky or corny, but that's what I think. To Trump's Make America Great Again, you're only as great as your leader, which means that we're only as great as who we have in power. or American blend where equality matters. You know what I'm saying? Just give us equality. That's all we have ever wanted. The assimilation, if people still want to assimilate, then that's on them. Personally, my personal opinion is that it was wrong for us to think that we were going to be able to assimilate into a white society and get the same treatment. It might have been really ignorant of us to think that. So to me, all we needed was equality. You let us go our way. You go your way, and that's what it is. If we happen to come together, cool, it's not illegal. If we happen to, intermarry, cool, it's not illegal. If we happen to work at the same place, cool, it's not illegal. But at the end of the day, let us build our communities just like you have built this great state on our backs. Let us do that. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, with a lot of communities that we did try to build, they came in and wrecked that shit, you know what I'm saying? Because they felt like we were doing too well, you know what I'm saying? And that's ignorance. Let us be over here and do our thing. We're not bothering you. So don't come over here bothering us. Somebody said, Shalina Waters said, bingo, I agree with you, sister. Cornelia said that's exactly what he meant, but the media twisted his message. Nada Sin says, we do know the media spins mess. Cornelia said, lock us up. That's what they are going to do. They are the prison squad. Oh, golly. So he's saying, stop. Terry's telling me to stop cussing, but I'm feeling passionately. So you guys can say whatever you want to say, but me, I'm gonna say it how I feel it. So that's how I feel, y'all. At the end of the day, I said that I said Biden and Kamala have a lot of socialist views about our America. They have a lot of socialist views. And if you don't know what socialism is, look it up. I've just been doing a whole lot of research, y'all, because I got time, man. We in the house chilling. I ain't been going nowhere doing nothing. I have time to look up a lot of stuff. And then a lot of, Terry's actually posting on here. She sends me a lot of stuff just for me to look up and research so I can get I can make a valid decision on what I'm doing and not just take the media's spin on every single thing. You know what I'm saying? And so at the end of the day, if you look up socialism basically is a world where we are dependent upon the government, and the government has say in everything that we do or we don't do, which means socialism could mean us having to get this vaccine that they're preparing for COVID-19, which I've been told or been researching about that. And it's deadly, you guys. It's deadly, one. And it's the start of putting chips in us. Not a chip, but putting something in us to make us recordable beings, to where they're able to track us. Now, they're already able to track us now on our phones, but putting this in us tracks like to the 200 percentile. Nadasen said, look up Venezuela. Socialism has never worked. The definition of doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome is insanity. Absolutely. You're absolutely right. So I'll look up Venezuela and then I'll comment on that. But the socialist society says that we should be dependent upon the government, and they make decisions for us. We can't make decisions for ourselves. So that means that's going to mean a different way of life for business owners. We're not going to be able to own our own businesses. We're not going to be able to say some of the things that we want to say right now. Right now, we have freedom of speech, but who's to say that with a socialist government that they take away our freedom of speech? We don't know. Who's to say that now that all of the people that are already dependent on the government, now we all have to be dependent on the government? What about the churches and religion that believe how they believe? Right now, we have freedom of religion. If socialism comes in, then that might that might take away our freedom of religion as well, our freedom to believe or our freedom to not believe. Right now, we have the choice. We have the choice to do whatever the heck we want to do in this America. So if that happens, will that take away that freedom? I don't know. Trump and his people believe that we should be self-sustaining and that we should get it for ourselves, and are seemingly not chastising all of the crazies. And I'm saying the police included, thinking that it's open season on blacks. Trump and his people feel like we should pull ourselves up by our bootstraps and make it happen for ourselves. I can agree with that. But what they are not doing is, because of this Make America Great Again and this and Trump, and we believe that Trump came from a Ku Klux Klan background and he's pretty racist or whatever. He's not chastising all these crazy people out here, police included, that think it's open season on us now. So now they're going around just killing people for no damn reason. We've seen black men being lynched in 2020. What in the entire hell is going on? How are we seeing black men lynched in 2020? It doesn't make any sense. Is he commenting on that? Is he saying that that's wrong? Anything like that? Is Trump saying anything? Not a Sin says, if Biden and Harris wins, socialism is what we will get. Cornelius says they are against God and black people, and black people are the chosen people of God. The hate is prophetic. Socialism destroys and rejects God's authority. Wow. And this is coming from a believer, that Cornelius, because he's a friend of mine too, coming from a believer that says basically, if the Democrats win, that they are against God, and it won't be any better for us blacks. So, we don't know. So at the end of the day, I believe that both parties are racist. Even though Camilla is on the ticket, so what? I believe that both parties are racist. They have some racism backgrounds. Biden has a racist background. We see it. Trump absolutely has a racist background. We see it. But I believe that both parties should have to truly earn our vote. Do not think that you can get it just by default. Both parties should be putting something in play for our community right now. And I'm not saying the minority community. I'm saying for the black community. Put something in place right now so you can get our vote. At the end of the day, for me personally, my opinion, I really don't want to vote for either one of them. And I'm telling you the honest to God's truth. I don't. But I know that it is my duty to vote. It is my right. It is my honor to vote because of so many people who died for me to have an opportunity to vote. Not a Sin says Trump does not have a racist background, and she said to prove it. So I'm gonna do some more research on him as well, and let's prove it. Let's see if he does not have a racist background, but he's just spineless when it comes to dealing with racial issues. Let's say that then. Let's say that. So if he doesn't have a racist background, why is he not speaking up for this black community, this whole community right now that's getting dealt with by these crooked ass cops who think that they can just kill us? And I'll go so far as to say even our own communities who think that we can just kill each other, because as much as the police are getting off, y'all, black people that are killing, our own in our own communities, they're getting off as well. It's happening every single day. Every single day. That crime is crime. Hate is hate. Whether we hate black, whether we hate white, whether we hate each other, it's the truth. And so, Not a Sin said, not at all. He's not at all spineless. The media won't tell you the truth. Cornelia says Trump will meet and listen. The others just want to give us what they think we deserve. Okay, so, and I can agree with that, I guess. So because Trump has met with so many people that are trying to meet, like Kanye and all of them who said, hey, Trump, can I meet with you? He's willing to meet with them versus, maybe some of the Democrats who are not. And that's proven by what Ice Cube did. He's like, hey, let me put this out here, meet with me, even though Carice said it's like, 3 years too damn late, but the Republicans did say, hey, we'll meet with you. We can discuss this thing. We're kind of trying to figure out something as well. And the Democrats didn't say anything. All they said was, you're not black if you don't vote for us. So let's put that into proper perspective, right? So when you vote, if you haven't yet, do not vote emotionally. I cannot stress that enough. That's what they are counting on, you guys. They're counting on us being in our feelings. They're counting on our other racial counterparts being in their feelings. They're counting on us to make this whole thing about race relations, and it is not. It is so much more, you guys. It is so much more. I transparent thought right now, or transparency right now. I remember that I voted for, because like I told you, I'm not really into politics a lot, and I just go, it's just a lot to take in for me personally. And so I don't follow a whole lot of politics, or I don't look at a whole lot of things. And I remember when Obama was running, you guys, I remember the yes we can, yes we can, yes we can. And I admit that I voted for that man just because he was black. That was it. I was all emotional. I was like, oh my God, we have a black president. Yes, we can. Oh my goodness. And he was charming and passionate about issues. But at the end of the day, I voted for him. I didn't know any of his policies at all. I just voted for him because he was black. And that's what we don't need to do. Period. We don't need to do that. They're counting on us to make this about race relations. Like I said, we need to look at all the issues, fact checked, and then make our decision on what we as individuals believe. And whatever decision we make, it's going to be the right one for us. So if I make my decision, it's going to be the right one for me. You make your decision, it's going to be the right one for you. Cornelia says, blacks do not have any diversity. We all think the same. Golly. Okay then. Well, we want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. Remember to catch us live every Friday, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time here on Hot 702.5 FM radio. Catch us live on the MIXLR, downloaded from Google Play or Apple Store. Watch us live on FB on Hot 702.5 or Food for the Soul Media Group. Catch our rewind show on Anchor or Spotify at Food for the Soul Media Group. And make sure you subscribe to all of our media outlets. And be sure to tune in next Friday for my sit down with my guest, North Las Vegas Department 3 candidate, Belinda T. Harris. And on next Monday for our new Movie Mondays at 6 p.m. when Big Bobby B and I are going to be discussing the movie Unplanned, about Planned Parenthood and the start of it. So our show has been sponsored in part by Isla Cole, the stylist, and Orlay Worldwide. And it's your girl, Talitha Kume, giving you something to talk about. We will see you guys later.
I dedicate this song to all the people who want to know all about John's life.